Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Adam,
Hello.
Poptart.
Hey.
Jen might be back, or she might still be grabbing her delivery, but she's also joining us. If she doesn't respond, she will respond when she's done putting away the delivery.
Yes.
And as it is once again a Friday, of course, I'm the keeper for this evening, Sanguine. How are all of you doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah,
That's good to hear.
it's Friday.
And Cryptic says Jen is eating humans, also cannibalistic. I was not late because I still started in the 30. And as long as I start in the 30, I am not late.
Yeah, you have that little jelly-filled. Wait, what's that? It's like in between air and liquid. It's like a foam type of thing or something. I can't remember.
Jello?
Oh, are you talking about a semi-liquid?
Yeah, there's like that fourth type of
The
density type thing that.
the fourth state of matter that most people know of is plasma. Plasma is less orderly than gas because it's gas that they then shoot with electricity.
No, that's not at all. But I shall find what it is I'm talking about. But
Well, there's solid liquid gas plasma. Then there's the Bose-Einstein condensate, which is more ordered than solid. There's the semi-liquid or semi-solids, which are in between liquid and solid. So I think glass is normally used as the semi-liquid example, where
well, no, this is like a super light, but it still has mass type of thing.
are you talking aerogel?
Yeah, possibly that, right? Aerogel.
Where
I think that's what it
Yeah, I
is.
think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
aerogel is you take, I think it's effectively a foam and then you dehydrate it. And it creates this extremely light thing that is ridiculously insulative.
Yeah, but it's still like something that you can like hold or move around
Yeah.
as opposed. Yeah. I don't know how we got to this point, but does that mean you're making crepes?
No, I'm not making crepes tonight.
Oh.
Tonight, I have a lovely Polish sausage that I've already roasted up, sliced up. That's going to be going in a hot skillet with mushroom and onion and bell pepper that I'm currently sauteing. Then I have mashed potatoes, which I made a little bit ago. I did roasted mashed potatoes, so roast up the russets, then mash them up after cutting the skin so it doesn't just end up staying entirely together and being kind of strange, which is what you get when you do roasted mash and you don't slice the skin. But roasted mash that I'm going to be wrapping around some mozzarella, then paneing, and then deep frying so I get French croquettes.
Ooh.
I've returned. Sorry it took me so long.
Not a problem.
I got my order. They left it outside again.
Mm-hmm.
First they left it in front of somebody else's door. And we were like, we don't want a rug. And then this time they left it outside. I'm like, oh, okay.
Ooh.
At least it was just a rug and you didn't see a merkin.
Right? I got my exercise though. Whew, out of breath.
Oh, hi, Jen.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, that's going to be my dinner tonight. The sauteed mushroom, onion, bell pepper sausage dish with some beautiful French croquettes.
I mean, there's a place you're posting at least some sort of photo evidence.
Oh
At
yeah,
least
my
kind of,
food porn Twitter.
wait,
He's had
Food
that
porn.
for a while. He's had that for
Yeah.
a long time.
Okay, well, I'm trying to sell it as a, a salacious type of thing. Come on. I mean, a
You don't think the word porn works for that?
um,
It's
What-
where you can hear about
what's
all
the X
the
account?
descriptions
Oh,
of each of my meals, and I'm currently slapping that in to chat. That's the food porn Twitter. So I do weekly posts of all the dinners that I had in the past week. Every Thursday, they go live around 1700 to 1712 Central Standard Time. So
go
all
go
the
go look at
random
stuff
things that I make.
and drool as you hunger. You can't eat that food
Mm-hmm.
and drink the booze because sometimes you post like some nice
Almost
beverage.
every meal has some sort of libation accompanying it.
He's not an alcoholic. He's just a dwarf.
Well, look, if you're gonna present a very nice looking meal, it doesn't hurt to put a nice
A
beverage.
good
that you
meal
do-
is made even better with a bit of booze.
Yeah, and I don't think he's implying that he's doing this every hour because I think you post a lot of things on that day. To be honest, like I'm sitting there like, didn't I just like the last fucking meal that this guy was cooking? Now he's cooking lobster. What the fuck's going on?
There's 7 meals that are all released on the same day, each 2 minutes apart.
Oh, okay. See, there you go.
Because it is my week's worth of dinners posted every Thursday. So it's Thursday through Wednesday. Meals are being displayed.
7 days.
Yep,
7 days.
See, I don't see anything wrong with it. Actually, gentlemen, you might want to take note, figure out how to cook them stuffs up. It might impress a lady or two.
This is true.
A lady. Whoa. Yep. See, there you go. Proof positive.
Booze is gross. I mourn your palate.
Some people don't like it.
Yeah, and I feel sorry for them.
Well,
Their taste buds are wrong.
look. Okay, hold on. First off, when you go into the world of hops, or at least the booze bit, right? It's there's been a lot of fractures, so I don't know if you can. Some of the booze is gross.
Yeah, but if you don't like booze in general, I mourn your taste buds.
Yeah.
You were born with the wrong taste buds. That's not my fault. Just a sad problem. Some people are born with hair lips. You're born not enjoying the taste of booze.
Hair lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to.
Do you not know what a hair lip is?
Well,
So it's split down the middle by your nose to the, the upper lip is split down the middle.
doesn't
Yep.
Joaquin Phoenix have one of those things?
I
Yep,
believe
he did at one point.
and then he had the surgery to repair the hair lip.
Yeah, that usually happens when you're a baby.
Yeah, happens when you're fairly young.
My one of my cousins was born with that and a cleft palate, which is just like there's a giant hole going from the into the nose into the top of your mouth.
Yo, if you're born with it, you can't really
I am
there's
not a
nothing you
fan
can do.
of the born this way argument. No. That doesn't work. There's a lot of things people are born with.
Okay,
that still
one
don't
thing I
go
will say,
around displaying for everyone.
no, I will say in terms of this is somebody who cannot grow a mustache, and it might be a penciled mustache. Haha, you should grow a spruce mustache.
I'm not sure where this is going.
I don't
Me
either.
either. I don't know.
Can't grow a mustache. That's fine. Just have your baby face on display.
Well, when you said pencil lip, I thought of
Hair lip?
Hair lip, hair.
or hair lip. Yeah, I thought the first thing that I thought of was the fucking that mustache that's like really close to the lip, the upper lip, and like I was
yeah.
like, oh, a style, okay. I'm like, but I think like
No, it's a deformity he was
Yep.
speaking of.
I caught. Hey, look, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. So
We know that.
It's also most of the time that people actually do fix it. It's not always because of the look. Like, believe it or not everybody's like, "Oh, you're ugly because you have a hair lip." It's
Yeah.
usually because they can't eat or they can't breathe
Oh,
properly.
Yeah.
It causes all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
Like, I've often thought they were adorable, but
Well,
I'm like, if
and-
it's causing you problems, then don't do it. You know.
Yeah,
do what you
usually because of the split, it does make a lot of like talking, eating, and stuff very difficult. And then usually, a lot of times, it is combination like my cousin, where the hole in the top of the mouth, which can range from very small to pretty much the entire thing. And yeah, so usually as children, it's fixed surgically because it's going to make your life living hell if you don't.
But you know what I mean? For a few minutes, they're adorable. Like, you feel bad for them, but they're adorable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
about
have
that.
no clue about that. I'm just going to go, okay.
I've met
chalk
the
it
odd
up
kid.
to-
I've met the odd kid with one, and like they have a little lisp, and you feel a little bit bad for them, but like they're cute.
I chalk it up to no accounting for taste.
Oh, jeez.
And even after surgery, they're going to have some issues with lisps and stuff because, you know, they just sew it together. So,
Yeah. Wow.
But like yeah. I'm just like, well, all kids are like that, you know.
But
we're having a weird night.
oh, that's half the fun on Fridays. It's always meant to be a show like a bunch of friends showed up to a bar and just started bullshitting.
Yip, yip.
So
Yeah,
wherever
but,
the
you know.
conversation takes us, that's where the conversation took us.
I would say the difference would be if we were hanging out in a booth, kind of far away from the rest of the patrons, and
If you're in a bar with me, everybody's hearing you anyways.
well, I don't think so. I'm fucking
Yeah,
5'4", fucking.
You've heard how gregarious and loud I am.
I'm a very
yeah,
loud person too.
Sanguine might, but that's why I hang out with Sanguine. We'd be going hanging out at the
Yeah.
bar.
That's why I said if you're in a bar with me, people are going to hear you because I am very loud. I try to be quiet, but I fell.
But no. The thing is, there is some things that we can say, on a show as opposed to, at a lonely bar, hanging out on our own. So,
I see it the other way around. I see there's a lot of things people can't say on a live stream that they probably would in a bar.
Yep.
no, that's what I just said.
I thought you said it the other way around.
Oh. Well,
That's
shit.
probably my bad.
No, I heard it that way too. I wasn't.
No,
Okay.
It also depends on the bar. Some bars you're able to say whatever the fuck you please. Some bars you look around and you go, ooh, I should probably be careful what I say and who I say it to.
Well, luckily, I don't have a problem of really offending too many people. I do have an issue of disgusting people.
I can
Disgusting
do
people?
both with equal facility.
I gross people out because like okay, so with the childhood trauma versus and the healthcare working, I don't have a good understanding of what's too far to talk about in public. So bowel movements, blood, vomit, dead bodies. I will have that conversation anywhere and not like I try to remember that normal people don't want to hear about stuff.
The conversation of what interesting object was found in someone's anus today.
Or like I broke someone's.
Is that a daily thing that we put on the board? Hey, check out what we pulled out this dude.
If you work in an emergency room, yes.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
One of
That's
the
awesome.
when I was an EMT, one of the hospitals that I went to, they had a bunch of anonymized, interesting X-rays in the EMS break room. So it was pictures of strange objects found in people's assholes and interesting breaks and shit like that were the decoration for the break room.
Let me put it to you this way. It's because I know the doctors and the scientists well enough that I'm never donating my body to science. Organs to organ, those foundations, sure. But to science, no, you ain't blowing me up like a granny.
Hey, that's fun.
Oh no.
I mean, at that point, I have vacated the premises, so you can blow it up if you feel like it.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. What is blow it up like a granny? What does that mean?
So a while back, this guy donated his mother's body to science, and they literally exploded it.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
It was like a bomb. Like it was a testing. They used it as for testing for
Hold on. For what? Yeah.
the explosion, I'm guessing.
To see what happens if you blow up the granny? Like, what was it? What was the test?
I don't know.
There's a bunch of different things that you can do. Like, one of the uses for donating a body to science is it can end up on a body farm.
Yeah, I actually would love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
body farms are cool.
Yeah,
See,
Body farms are awesome.
Good lord.
See, if it's interesting science, I wouldn't have minded it so much. But like science, where I'm like, you didn't think that you didn't know what it was going to do.
So, Adam, do you know what a body farm is, sweetie?
I'm
Are
gonna
you
need to
scared to
fix
ask?
myself another drink before we get into it.
Okay, you go get some alcohol and then we'll tell you.
Oh god. Wait, are you serious? Are you serious?
Body farms are a thing. I can tell you
Yeah.
what a body farm is. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought we were gonna talk about like cooking dinners and stuff. I didn't know it was gonna be cooking dinners and then all of a sudden body farms and
Okay, so you know how
I can talk
you
about both.
didn't
That's perfectly fine.
you didn't go get the drink. This is your fault.
on my end, I thought we were gonna talk about the Putin interview, but
no, that's boring. Body farms are
body farms. There we go. And,
Okay,
and not
so you
body
know-
farms of crafting beautiful humans to
No,
go
no,
out
no.
there and spread beautiful body.
Adam,
humans.
just let us tell you what it is. God damn it.
I'm gonna mute.
Okay, so oh my god. It's not even that scary or weird. He just won't let us tell him.
But yeah, for those who don't know, body farms are a site where bodies will be taken to figure out how they decay in various conditions.
Yeah, so people who like the crime scene investigation people or like FBI agents and stuff go there to learn like different types of like how fast people decay when they're buried, when they're left out in the snow, when they're left out in the desert, when they're in a bog water.
Looks like when it's left in a blue drum in someone's apartment for 6 months,
or a freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Or like just every situation you might be able to find a body in, they set up that situation with the perfect humidity and temperature and weather, and then you can see how fast the body, what's the word?
Okay, so like
decomposes.
There
was that one person that they found that was like pretty much ooze, and they were trying to figure out how the person came to their passing. Oh, okay, I understand. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what a body farm is. It's a place where they research that, and people can train to be able to tell those kind of things.
What a horrific fucking study to have to go.
But it's a needed one. It's a needed one.
It is needed, but I mean, and to be honest, there are people out there that
get into it. They're really into it. When you're into body stuff, you're into body stuff.
If you're into body stuff.
I mean, I admittedly, I know I'm weird because I'm really into like plagues. So
I like medical history. Like, I'm not into being a doctor. Like, I do have, it's the respect for the patient. Like, it really always should be about the patient. So, like, I wouldn't be a doctor, but I love medical history.
like I told everyone like 5 years ago, we were going to have a plague. We were going to have a mass plague. And they were like, no, you're being stupid. We did.
Yeah, you're going for the breakdown of the, 1,000-year plague, right?
It's like every 100 years, we have some sort of plague.
You're doing the 100-year. Yeah, there's the 100-year, and then there's the 1,000-year.
The 1,000-year, which is even worse.
Yeah,
Yep.
these are the people that would sit there and actually want to study the blood of the, I want to say lesions, but I don't think they're lesions, but the bulbous things that grew out of the Black Plague.
Pustules.
The bubonic plague is named after the pustules, which are buboes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no, I don't want to research. I don't want to look at. I don't like bodily fluids, so this can stay away from me. I just like the history of it, and it is very true. You can go through, especially natural history, and predict patterns. And I'm very into patterns. And plagues are one thing that have a very strict pattern, and it always happens. And people are always surprised, like they're so fucking stupid. Everybody knew it was coming up. Who pays attention? Everybody else was like, no, it's not gonna happen.
No.
The other thing I like about the body farms is it allows me to tease the vegans just a little bit. Part of the reason they have to fence those off is to keep the deer out.
Yep.
Because the deer are more than happy to eat dead bodies. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, most animals will. A lot more animals are omnivores than people like to admit.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So if I have a pack of deer and pigs, I can easily. I mean, never mind. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you
Pigs,
could.
yes.
You could.
Deers love hot
a
dogs.
bit time. Deers
Deers
will
love
nibble
hot-
at it. They won't eat a lot of it.
But pigs will.
They will fucking eat it all.
Dude, if you have wild boars in your area, they'll eat living things.
I mean,
Yep.
Canada does have a serial killer who was called a pig farmer for a reason.
Oh yeah, the pig farm murderer.
Yeah, he's the one that put dead bodies in gummy bears.
He did all kinds of shit with it.
Wait, hold on. What?
He would feed bodies to his animals, but if there were bones left, he gave them to, because a lot of gelatins are made out of animal bones, right?
Yeah.
So gummy bears are made out of bone marrow, and he would donate a bunch of bones with human bones mixed into it. And so the gummy bears in Canada had human DNA in it for a while.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like this is not helping my I'm not eating food.
Sorry.
Like,
It's Soylent Green, Adam.
it's everything. Everything. It's everywhere. What the hell is going on?
That's not a normal ingredient in gummy bears, just so you know.
just you know what, Adam? My only advice is stay away from the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears, and you'll be fine.
Wait, wait.
Do I need to pull up the descriptions again? I am so fucking ready for that.
Wait, what? The
Just
Haribo.
say the word, and I will pull up the reviews.
Those
That's a diarrhea joke, my love. It's
Those-
okay.
So
gummy
Mr.
bears that are-
Yeah, Mr. Adam, my okay, listen. It's been a long discovery of both having more reasons to make
hold
fun
on.
of vegans.
Please give me the Starship Troopers version where you're going to give me a brief description and then do you want to know
Trying.
more?
Oh, give me a
Trying.
moment. I will pull up the
No, because
reviews,
I
and
might
do
when the
one of
question
them,
comes up,
and then
do you
I'll
want
ask,
to know
do
more?
you
I'm
want
gonna
to know
say-
more?
I might say no. So
Yeah,
please,
I
give me
know.
the
I'm going
brief
to give you
description.
one of them, and then I'll ask if you want to know more.
Yes.
So
Regret coming yet?
So my first advice to you, Mr. Adam, is if you ever find out that somebody in your life is diabetic, research what you're buying for them, or they will suffer very greatly for it.
Okay, so one of the reviews
Okay, that has
of
nothing to do with the
the
gummies.
It does.
sugar-free Haribo gummy bears is this review was titled "Just Don't Unless It's a Gift for Someone You Hate." What came out of me felt like someone tried to funnel Niagara Falls through a coffee straw. I swear my sphincters were screaming. It felt like my delicate starfish was a gaping maw.
Okay,
projectile
where's
vomiting,
the? Do you
a
want to know more?
torrential flood
'Cause I don't
of
wanna know
toxic
more.
waste. 100%.
Where was that option? That's what I was asking.
He said
I
he
was
was
lied to.
gonna.
No, I was
Do you
lied
want
to.
to know more?
No, no, hit the no button. How many times this touchscreen does not work?
He said he was gonna read the first one. He was reading the first one.
No, when he got to coffee straw, that was where you should have said, "Yeah, do you want to know more?" No.
No, he said he was gonna read the first review and then ask if you want more. He didn't even finish the first one
No,
yet.
he had more of enough of a description. Um,
Oh, no. If I
Right
was
up to
going
the
to be
coffee
the one who took it really far, there are some of these
No,
that are
look,
goddamn
hey,
literary.
look, I am not looking for a poetic
So,
description
so
of
Mr.
what
Adam,
happened.
I'm gonna add to this story a little bit. So
Oh
the thing,
no,
so
no,
the,
I said no. I
yeah,
clicked
no.
no.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
This is
Let me
a
finish.
pop-up ad. What is going
Yeah,
on?
no. Let me finish. Let me finish. So the reason the Haribo are such little demons is because out of the candy that you can get for the diabetics, it looks the most like the regular gummy bears. You honestly wouldn't know the difference. The texture's the same, the color's the same, it has the same flavor. You wouldn't know. So they're little demons because if you go through the candy that's like diabetic candy, it's kind of obvious that it's diabetic candy. Like the texture's weird. Like I wouldn't eat more than a couple of them. So I've never had that problem. But if you're like the kind of kid who really loved like a handful of gummy bears and you bought a bag of this stuff because they were like 600-gram bags and you ate a whole bag of them,
Yeah, it
One
went
of
very
my
badly.
favorite ones has such a beautiful turn of phrase. It is terrifying because he described it as he had a handful of the sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, and originally he felt good. What he didn't realize was Satan had just smiled upon his day. And then it went off into the rest of the description. Just that turn of phrase. Satan had smiled upon his day.
And for any diabetics that are out there or anyone who just can't eat sugar for any other reason, yes, most sugar-free candies will give you gas or diarrhea if you eat enough of it. But if you do the keto-friendly candy, it doesn't. And it doesn't fuck up your blood sugar.
Hold
good
on.
to know. Good to
I
know.
can
Good to
stop
know.
being
I'll look
the
into that. I'll look
person
into
at
that.
work if I go with the keto.
Huh?
Say again?
Oh, what? You guys were talking about fucking diabetics and all
Sorry.
this bullshit with sugar, and I make a stinky fart, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa. I'm sorry.
No,
Whatever.
you said
Whoa. Oh, what
you
did you
said
say,
something
sir?
and we didn't. You said something and we
I was
didn't hear
trying
you.
to, yeah, I was
We didn't
trying
hear
to
what you
promote
said.
whatever the hell your keto stuff was. I said,
Okay.
hey, so if I take your keto, I'm not going to be farting and stinky at work. But you
No.
know what? I'm going to go eat these Harboros because some of the bears look terrified and it's not the correct fucking sugar.
Satan will smile upon your day.
Yeah, so I mean, holy shit. I would hope that if I purchase a bag of gummy bears, that, I purchase the correct one that works with my mental or physical faculties. But
By the way,
So-
bunch of crunch.
who is taking hits? Let
I
me
don't
take a
know.
look. I don't
Someone
know.
is definitely eating some bunch of crunch, and it's not me.
I thought they were
Okay.
taking rips
I'm
with
not eating anything. You hear my crowns? Okay.
No,
Oh,
that's crayons. They sound like you're shaking a bunch of crunch right next to you.
well, I was just like, well, why don't you just say like, hey, I'm gonna take a rip. I'll take a rip with you. Take it out with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know y'all could hear that. It's actually like 3 feet away from me on the bed,
Cool.
so I didn't know y'all could hear it.
No worries.
I have a box full of crowns.
So, what's your all thoughts on Ruffles?
See,
I
thought
don't-
for a moment there you were going to ask, or you're going to make a comment that, see, we're going back to food. Cryptic will be happy.
Well, I am sorry for bringing it up like that. Yeah, I didn't mean to bring it up like that, Adam. It's just my brother is very diabetic now, and in the hopes of helping him with his diet, I would try them too. So trust me, the suffering is real.
Look,
Yeah.
First, I didn't bring it up to try and sling arrows at any diabetics. I have some friends that are diabetics. I understand their plight, and I don't wish that on anybody. But I also I would prefer the idea of hey, this is diabetic friendly. This is a different alternative.
Me too.
I'm always a supportive of that, and just to hey, check me out on Mondays at the Minions of the Zoo currently. Where we talk about look, if there's yellow bits on a means to climb a wall, I don't see a problem with it. As long as it's an option. That's my thing. Is I'm all for it, especially if it's dude, if it's gonna be healthier, I'd fucking take that. Yeah.
So, my blood sugar's been an issue my whole life, but usually it used to drop. Like it would constantly drop. So I had to have sugar stuff on me. But then when I got older, it got the other direction where it kept going up real high. So now I have to be really careful about what I eat, but I still want sweets. So I went on investigating because I'm just that way. I'm going to figure out a way to make it work. And like she said, now the gummy bears were the worst case scenario. I've never heard of anything that bad, but I guess normal people don't eat just like a few gummy bears.
Like
you eat the whole bag.
Well, like the diabetic ones, like their texture is very different. Like if you're comparing like gummies from like the candy boxes, the 5-cent gummies, it's clearly different texture.
Well,
but that
wouldn't a lot of them have different textures? I mean, isn't that kind of
yes? Well, the Haribos are exactly the same as the regular Haribos, and apparently, I don't eat gummies. I don't eat Jello, so I don't know. But like most people have told me, like if you're eating gummies, you tend to eat like at least half the bag, if not the whole bag, in one sitting.
They're close to the Maynards too. Actually, they're like I've always seen them as like an off brand of the Maynards, but most people will get the Maynard gummy bears. But like they're like in terms of texture, they're the same, and that's really kind of what I've noticed. But like some of the really, really diabetic stuff, they sometimes have similar texture, but it's usually more of it's a squishier gummy.
Yeah.
Adam, are you ready for a reference to the Midwest? Because did you just say Maynards as in save big money at Menards?
No, hold on. I kind of understood what she said because with that, but the first thing that popped in my head was, holy shit, I should get a package of Harborough gummy bears and with whatever the Hispanic gummy bear gummy worm type thing they have, because they do have a different texture.
Yeah, they do.
So maybe it's the Mexican Coke versus American Coke, and even Quiz would sit there and be like, oh yeah, I would run the code for that. It's like, yeah, dude, it's a difference. There is a difference.
But yeah, there is a difference.
But I mean, gummies have always been different. Like you can get like a hard jube. Like those are specific.
Oh, we just got fucking booted off of YouTube. Awesome.
Hard jube. It's
just a basic. Don't repeat it.
It's just a basic candy.
She's saying hard juju. She isn't using hard juju. She isn't going juju. She's saying hard juju.
Jujube. Sorry, I didn't pronounce the boop at the end bed.
But the bed.
Yeah, like it's just the end bit of it. But there's jujubes, and then there's fruit pastels is like a softer gummy. Then you've got like I'm gonna go with Jelly Bellies. They're not like the only gummy. I don't know.
No, because
they're all a form of a gummy. They're all a form of a gummy.
No.
Okay. Can I go back to what I was saying?
Sure.
At the theater that I worked at. So yeah, no, I can't. I was running a play with it.
Okay, so
just having fun at the fact that it sounded like you said hard juju.
Okay, so what I was saying was I went investigating for sweets that I could eat without fucking up my blood sugar. And we found out the great thing about the keto craze, where everybody's going on keto diets, even though that's probably not really good for normal people. It's good for people with epilepsy and diabetes. And before, you could not find good diabetic food anywhere. How? But when it became a trendy craze that rich people were doing, all kinds of food came out. And keto candy, you do have to still check the carbs on it because some of them have a lot of carbs, but there is a bigger selection of sugar-free candy, and they taste so much better than any other sugar-free candy I've ever eaten. So if you have diabetics in your lives,
Yeah, I'll look into that because like.
Yeah, I don't know what it has to do with epilepsy, but yeah, that's interesting.
When you there are certain types of epilepsy that you need to control the sugar and the carbs that you have in your diet. Like children with epilepsy, you can control their epilepsy quite a bit with just diet.
I wasn't told by my neurologist about this, but this is news to me.
It depends on the origin of your epilepsy.
Yeah, what kind you have is very important.
I don't suppose you have any advice for ice cream.
I eat Halo.
Okay.
It does have some in there, so it really depends. Because diabetics, it really depends on the person. Certain people can eat more or less of different things, right?
Yeah.
But personally, I do the Halo Top.
Okay, yeah, I think he was doing that too, but it's Canada, so it's a treat if we do it because it's expensive.
Yeah, it is. Ice cream is expensive. There is a Carb Smart Breyers. It's cheaper. It's not as good though, but it is cheaper, and it doesn't fuck up your blood sugars as much. I don't know if y'all have it in Canada, but
I could look into it. Like I keep notes of this for his birthday, that kind of stuff, because he's trying to stay away from it anyway. Like he's trying to get into the habit of maintaining his diet first because he kind of kept fucking up with that. But,
yeah, it is hard.
But all the same, I don't want to punish him. Like I want to get him into the habit of actually reading the labels because I fucked up too. Like I made the mistake of trusting the vegans for like 1 month, and then I was like, you guys are mean. You're really mean because you make it look like you're healthy. You'll list ingredients on there that make it look like you're healthy, but then you eat it and you're like, this is vile.
Yep.
So I got cheesies for him. They were made with fava beans and vegan chia cheddar. And vegan cheddar is made from yeast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Worst end of the foot I've ever tasted. I'm like, no.
Yep. Yeah.
Cannibalistic said Halo Top gave him diarrhea, which I've never had that issue, but I guess that could happen.
But did Satan smile upon your day?
I've eaten the whole pint and not ever had any problems. So I don't. That may have just been a him thing or a dairy thing. Who knows? Chris is here feeding the turtle.
Oh,
hello.
Bart is getting his worms for the night.
But yeah, it's ridiculous the type of things that people will try to pass off as this is healthy. When for the average person, it doesn't fucking matter. Which is one of the reasons why there are people that legitimately have celiac disease and they have a gluten intolerance. The vast majority of people that say that they have gluten intolerance don't. But it became the trendy thing, and it was really good for people that actually do have celiac disease when a bunch of yuppies decided that they didn't want to have to deal with gluten.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's one of those, shut up, no you don't, stop.
Yeah. It's bad because people don't believe you if you have like very strict dietary things now, but it's also good because you have more options.
Well, I think whether or not you have these inflictions, you suffer on them on your own. So addressing them publicly doesn't really do anything other than try and garner attention towards it. Are we going to talk about diseases and stuff? I thought we were talking about food.
Well, the thing
We're
is
talking about food diseases.
the thing is with the celiacs is there's really only the one type that's really concerning. Like I probably do have the type that makes me allergic to, like I get the sniffles from it, but I love bread. So I'm like, I don't care if I get the sniffles. It's like I smoke and I think that gives me the sniffles too, but I still smoke. The only time you really give a shit about these kind of things is if it's the kind that will destroy your stomach. And everybody was like, "Oh, I get the sniffles, so I'm a celiac," and I'm like,
There's sensitivity. Yeah, there's sensitivities to it, and then there's actually allergic to it.
Like, I'm like, you know, you're not the person I'm worried about. I am worried about the person who will have the stomach cramps and die, you know? But yeah, you're not wrong. There are some people that make dramatics out of something that's not that big of a deal. And I only say that as somebody who worked in food. Like the only reason I care is because as somebody who worked in food, it was a liability.
Well, I mean, I didn't imply that. Again, you know, if even if you're dealing with stomach cramps, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You know, it's a painful experience. But I thought we were.
There are some people I would wish
you know,
stomach cramps on, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, you know, you can levy that at some people, but like I said, I thought we were gonna. It's Friday evening. You know, we should be talking about some positive stuff, as opposed to all this. Like holy shit,
Adam
shitting
doesn't
up.
like our subjects.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You don't like body farms and shitting yourself?
I mean, understand. I know you're jovial.
Well,
Nice clip. No,
I
I don't. I really don't. I wasn't expecting to have this conversation. So, whatever y'all want to go. I mean, that's where you want to go.
It's something you're still relatively young for, Mr. Adam. Like unless you actually have it or somebody in your family has it, and yeah, as you're appreciating your young age, 5 years from now you're going to be cursing us all.
I don't know why. Why do you still think I'm younger than you?
Because you are.
I never asked. How old are you, Adam?
I'm gonna be 50.
No, you're not.
Yes.
Adam's older than me by a fair bit, yeah.
You're really about to be 50?
Holy fuck.
You don't come off as a 50-year-old, my dude.
Well,
you don't look like a 50-year-old and you don't act like a 50-year-old, so don't be surprised when people are surprised.
What do you mean I don't look? I don't think I've ever been.
I've seen things in the past.
You went camping and then posted pictures.
Yeah. Wait, what? Hold on. First off, JenTMaxi, you shouldn't have seen those images. And Poppy, what are you talking about?
I've seen pictures of you in the past. I've been around you for like 7 years now. We stopped talking for a while, but I was around you before that.
Yeah, there was Minion camping trip, and there was the first Minion Con.
I thought those were only in the.
And I saw pictures of before that.
Which they're both in that one, Adam.
Hey, Adam, I'm in the group you're in.
So am I.
Damn it. Well, it's my old age. I forgot.
I mean,
sweet Lord.
I mean, to be fair, for your own privacy, I don't like share anything.
Oh no,
where to go, but you know,
I just happened to see pictures.
Which is why he was confused. He forgot that you guys are also
in the same group as y'all.
In that same area. Okay. So he was going, wait, how the fuck did you guys see? Because he was going,
and
I didn't share it there.
I saw pictures of you like the first year you joined the group. You posted like 2 pictures of you, and I saw them, and I happened to remember it.
No, I'd never post.
It was like
myself. No, the only place you'll see a photo of myself is in the few times I have it on a live stream, or not a live stream, but one of these, because I have a different image.
Yeah, and I've seen them.
Yeah.
Because I've been around.
Well, you know, maybe tomorrow things will change, and I'll go live.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no, I wasn't like secretly stalking you, taking pictures. I promise.
Well, you
No,
guys,
me neither. No, I was just jealous that I couldn't go to the.
especially
to
you
the...
Canucks, we can't have these spy Canucks.
There
No, I
was
was-
nothing secretive about them spying on you and taking your pictures. It was all out in the open.
That's horrifying.
No, I think we were probably mostly just jealous we couldn't go. I wanted to go. I just couldn't.
They're using the spy birds.
Camping is not something I can do. So yeah, nah. Now, if y'all ever did anything indoors, I'd probably be wanting to do that.
Go to Las Vegas. Do Las Vegas. No, I actually wouldn't want to.
No.
I would not want to do that either. No, that is too many lights and sounds. And
The only person I actually kind of wanted to see was the guy with the puppets, and I don't think he even does that anymore.
Oh, Dunham?
Yeah, I still think he's an awesome comedian, but
Also,
Is
did
it
you
gonna be
notice how it kind of made it sound the way that Poppy said if you guys ever do anything indoors, it kind of made it sound like we're feral raccoon people out in the
Hey,
middle of the woods?
you've already called me a feral raccoon like 36 times in one stream. Okay,
Hey, it's not my fault you eat like a feral raccoon.
Whoa.
It's an accurate description.
Well, now you're the feral raccoon. Haha.
Except
hold
I
on,
actually
hold on.
do go inside.
No.
And I don't eat like a feral raccoon.
Sanguine saying you eat like a feral raccoon is him saying you'll eat French fries with ranch on them. Like
No, that's perfectly fine.
Nah, get out of here. You know what I'm
No,
talking about.
It was the ghetto charcuterie boards. Remember, Adam? You were here for that conversation, and you
Yeah.
ended up on our side of it, and he just kept screaming.
Feral raccoon. It's like no, it's not. It's food. It's
So-
just
It's
not
just
your
easy
like-
food.
Yeah, easy food. Oh yeah, no, what was it?
It's absolutely
sliced
feral raccoon.
sliced cheese and sliced meat.
Almonds and sliced
Yeah,
meats and maybe boiled eggs or pickles or cucumbers or something.
When
So
there's
it's
like a cold
absolutely
cut
no
bait.
association with the foods that you're eating, and it's something that you could easily imagine digging out of a garbage can, that's feral raccoon food.
And I prepped mine, and you found that offensive too.
So
See, I like that. Yeah, raccoon food.
I'll make like bags of boiled eggs and like have cheese chopped up already. That way, when I get home, I can just put it on a plate and eat it.
Hold on. Is it possible to have a bunch of? And again, yes, timestamp.
Okay.
Adam is a dumb. It's possible to cook a bunch of boiled eggs and then save it.
Yeah. You just keep them in the shell, put them in a Ziploc bag, keep them in your refrigerator, but not more than like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah. You can cook like just shy of a week's worth of boiled
That way,
eggs.
when I make my salads, or if I just want to grab a snack, I can just reach in and grab a boiled egg and crack it open and eat it.
our worst case scenario, an egg salad sandwich. They're
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay, okay. Damn it. See, I'm getting hungry.
Because I have like chronic illness and I'm going blind and shit, I tend to just prep all my shit depending on that way. If I'm having a bad day, I can just
makes sense.
grab food and have food
Oh,
to eat.
sure.
So,
We get in trouble when we're talking about diseases and Satan smiling upon your day, so we start talking about food again, and then Adam says he's getting hungry.
Hey, look, I didn't make the rules. All I can say is, talking about diseases kind of, but oh my God, what kind of food can we make? That I think that's a positive thing.
yeah, especially if you're a person who gets sick easily or works a lot or just gets high too often and can't cook yourself food, prepping your food for like easy food to grab early on is the best thing to do.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, food prep is fairly standard.
I'm still
going to
trying to
be-
figure out the hard-boiled egg in ramen soup. So
Oh, it's
Oh,
good.
that you have to do an onsen egg. It's a slightly different type of egg.
see, that's the Sanguine. That's why you're the cook, master chef, leader. That's where like we're talking about, hard-boiled eggs. The best I would do with those is make a bunch of deviled eggs.
Yeah, onsen egg
You
is
can do that.
a different sort
those are
of egg. And the interesting thing about onsen egg is, so there's actually 2 types of eggs that you typically see in ramen. You either get a marinated ramen egg or you get an onsen egg. The marinated ramen egg is a egg that is soft boiled, and then it has its shell cracked just enough so that you can then marinate the egg, and then you pull it out. Normally it's like a soy or tea marinated egg that you use for that, or you can do an onsen egg, which is cooked at a specific temperature so that you end up with it's kind of like a sous vide egg. Cooking it at that specific temperature means that the white only partially sets.
Well, hold on. Was the tea added for flavoring, or
Yeah, it flavors
Okay.
the egg. So you do a tea or soy, sometimes a tea and soy marinated egg, and that changes the flavor of the egg a bit. And
It's
makes
usually
it
a
work a
dark
bit
tea,
like-
though, Mr. Adam. Like they're usually a dark, like it gives it kind of a dark veiny look.
Yeah, it's
whoa, dark tea and then
Mhm.
dark veiny. Whoa,
Yeah,
Jen, relax there.
it's normally a
How long-
black
mosaic
um, no. Okay, black tea. So that's a
or marbling.
specific like
Actually, marbling's probably more accurate.
You
marble?
can do a marbled egg. So tea eggs, typically you get that marbled look. But then there's the marinated tea eggs, which are slightly different when you're calling
Is that
a
the one
marinated
in
tea egg.
the soy sauce? So
So you can do the marinated egg in either soy or you can do it in a dark tea. You have tea eggs, which are slightly different because those are actually hard boiled in tea as well as marinated for a little bit. So that's what causes the dark veining. The marinated eggs, typically a soft to medium boil.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So they are boiling the eggs in tea water.
For tea eggs, yes.
What the fuck? Why is Okay.
Oh, I could bring up the really weird one, but that one's kind of disgusting. so
No,
I don't think you want me to.
it's just one of those things where it's like I don't understand
No,
why,
Sanguine. I know where you're going with that. No.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, let my people go. Please continue.
I mean, I have a tea story for you afterwards, Sanguine. I'm not sure if I told you this one, but I enjoyed it a lot last year.
Copy that. But yeah, so you have tea eggs, which they
That
typically
out.
get boiled in the tea. Then you have the marinated eggs, which they are typically soft boiled or medium boiled rather than a hard boiled egg. And those are typically done with you soft boil or medium boil your egg, then you shell it, then you marinate it in whatever substance you're marinating in. So it can be a soy base, it can be a tea base, it can be a tea and soy base, it can be a number of other things as well. But you get that marinated, and then you pull them out, let them chill the rest of the way, and that's your egg that then you'll slice in half and place in your ramen bowl. There's also onsen eggs, and onsen eggs are different. Like I said, they're cooked at a different temperature in a different way. So rather than the white setting and the yolk being runny, like you get with a medium or soft is really runny yolk, whereas medium is a slightly set yolk. You'll end up with the yolk being almost completely set and the white being only partially set, which is another common type of egg that you'll see in ramen. And that you have to cook at a specific temperature for a specific amount of time in order to get that product. The way that it typically works, or the way that it traditionally worked, is they're called onsen eggs because they were literally cooked in an onsen. Onsen is a Japanese bathhouse.
They cook them in a bathhouse?
Yeah, they were cooked actually in the water of the onsen, traditionally.
I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to cook these kind of eggs in a Roman bathhouse, right?
Natural natural warm Roman bathhouse, you could have, yeah.
There are some hot springs you can do that. Like,
Yeah.
actually, a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's what it was. You would put the egg in a hot spring, and it would produce this interesting sort of boiled egg where, again, the white would be partially set, the yolk would be almost entirely set, due to the temperatures used and the times used.
It's also not advised for the birds to lay their eggs on rocks or like hard flat surfaces in the summer. Like they do that on the roofs a lot, and it fries their eggs.
Yep.
It's kind of sad. Yeah, we had some geese. Actually, a whole bunch of them land on a roof, and they all laid their eggs on there. And yeah, the guys cleaning that off, there was eggs everywhere. It was gross. It was gross. Yeah, I hope they could start again. I don't know. I think they don't really get that many chances to start, so I felt bad for them.
Normally, they get one good lay a year.
Yeah. I felt bad for them. Hopefully they can help babysit somebody else's, you know.
At least if I remember correctly, normally they get one good lay a year.
Yeah.
Then again, I know some people that they're happy if they can get one good lay a year.
Right?
Damn. They probably dress up for it and everything.
Yeah. Probably the people and the geese take it seriously when they're only getting one.
Well, it was a lot of babies they lost. I do feel bad for animals when they lose their babies.
Oh, the worst are bears. Because do you know how bears mating works, by any chance?
No, but I can imagine. Because my brain is naughty.
Not that type of bear. Those you don't get any cubs out of. So, when it comes to actual bear, the animal bear, not just the large gay man bear, mating, the way that it works is a female will go into a mating cycle during specific times of year. That mating cycle can continue well after, or that time of year continues well after when they normally end up getting pregnant and having cubs, which when they have cubs, they don't go into the mating cycle. But that means that if a male bear sees a female bear with cubs, the male bear will try to kill the cubs so that then it can fuck the mother. Because when the cubs die, the mother then goes back into mating.
And that is why female bears are very, very, very protective and will kill you if you're even 10 feet away from their cubs.
Yeah, if you go anywhere near their cubs, they will kill you because they have to fight male bears in order to have their children actually survive, because the men are horny and want to fuck. And the way that the men get to fuck is they kill the cubs.
Whoa. So that's where mama bears comes from.
Yeah, because they are very, very vicious when it comes to protecting the cubs.
They're insanely protective, and due to that insane protective nature, someone that is extremely protective of their children is called a mama bear.
I wouldn't want to be around a bear anyways, but being around a mama bear who's protecting her cubs, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, you could be nowhere near you could not even know there's a bear cub around you, but you're close enough and they'll start chasing you.
Cub, I'm like, yeah, fuck this, because there's a mama bear around here. I'm gonna fucking out of here.
Yeah,
if you see a bear cub anywhere, run.
Hey,
yeah,
bro,
it's
fuck on. Here's this one salami sandwich, dude. Get on.
To be fair, there's just some animals that I don't stick around long enough to check. Like, if you're a moose, I don't care if you're a female moose or a male moose. I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bears
Yeah,
are kind of
no.
like that. I'm like, I ain't gonna look long enough to see if you don't have a dick. I'm just gonna leave.
So
it's yours.
that's why
You win.
Canadians are solitary creatures.
Yeah.
If they see other Canadians, they just get the fuck out of there.
Well,
when we can
hey,
get away with it, yes, absolutely.
look, as okay, this is gonna be bad. Illini.
Well,
we had
can
a
it
robot
get
actually part of
in
the
the
tribe.
hard Jew earlier?
Hey,
Juju?
well, I don't know if there's Jews in the
Jube.
Illini. Oh, Jube.
Like Jubilee.
What,
Like
Jujubee?
Jubilee. Like Jubilee, but Jube.
Jubilee. Okay,
Yeah.
look.
No one's asking how long the reigning monarch has been around.
Well, I don't know. Look, before I can tell you how the struggle started, I need to tell you the history. So back before any colonialists came about this area, the Illini was the civilization out here in the Chicagoland area. So let me tell you about their history before I can answer the question. What was the question?
I don't know.
We didn't. No one asked one.
That was such
Well,
a weird part of that interview.
Yeah.
No, I love that part. I love
I-
the part where Tucker Carlson was like, "Okay, so how does this have to do it?" And Putin's like, "No, I'm gonna get to it."
It was fantastic, but
So
I
then
stand by
great.
my. That was such a weird part of the interview.
I haven't
It was
watched it
great,
yet. I keep
But it
meaning
was
to.
weird.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a couple Tucker interviews I keep meaning to watch, and I just haven't yet.
Yeah, it's one of those things though that. Yeah, there's a historical reason that shit's happening, but at the same time, that doesn't entirely justify it. It just goes, yeah, we should have been expecting it.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of history in Europe that we've kind of ignored for a really long time that we really shouldn't have.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, we can get to that point,
Can-
a little bit farther down the line, but I think this was a kind of a peek into, it is a different side of the viewpoint. So
Yeah, Putin's functionally an old
I'm
school
sorry.
czarist that likes the flavoring of the KGB.
I just like having a light shown on the other side because I think there's no good players in this fight in the first place. Like everybody's probably aware that we're all just being mooched for money for a war that we have no reason to be involved in.
Well, we do have some justification to be in there. It's not spectacular. Some people think that it's a bad deal that got us into it, but there was a deal. So, to my mind, if you want to have allies, you have to be shown to be reliable when it comes time to pay for your end of a deal.
But it's like a lot of the fights that we're in right now. Like a lot of them, like we can have the regrets on it, but like part of the reason I don't want to be involved is because we can't even go after the right targets in the first place. Like I'm gonna pick on the Israel fight. I want nothing to do with the Israel-Gaza thing, but at the same time, though, the problem is it's always going to be a problem if they're always getting things that is causing it. Like if you know that Iran is always sending them, like somehow they're sending them aid, and it's helping to funnel it. There's no point in us being involved. It's not just Iran. Like I think there's other countries who are involved in doing that kind of shit. Like, no, I want to get our hands out of it because it's just going to be a never-ending thing. But I understand support, and I also understand refugees.
Again, my whole stance is if there has been a promise of protection, then we should honor that promise of protection, because if we don't, why the fuck would anyone take us at our word? The next time that we say, we promise that we'll protect you as part of a deal. And if you want allies, you have to be shown to be reliable to your allies.
And I understand that, but at the same time, though, you should still be taking care of your own first.
Yeah, you should be taking care of your own, but like I said, if you just abandon promises, no one's going to make a deal with you because it becomes clear that, oh, okay, so yeah, they'll honor this deal until it becomes inconvenient for them. And then they'll fuck off and abandon us. So why the hell should we enter into a deal that's inconvenient for us to start with, but with the promise that, oh, when it becomes convenient for us, they'll still be there if they're just going to dip when it becomes inconvenient for them.
And honestly, we've seen this type of situation happen before. So it's not like it's, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe people could do such a thing. Well, yeah, people can do a lot of nefarious things.
People can do some really fucked up shit.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people need to come to an understanding, is that it's open. Like, everything is open. You have to, even your most trusted loved ones, you have to have the idea that it is open, that they are also capable of such things. And once you come to that realization, things get a little bit easier as to what's going on.
See, I'm slightly less bleak than that because I think that the vast majority of people can be goaded into certain actions.
I don't think it's bleak. I think it's more just a neutral thing. But
to me, it's slightly bleak because to my mind, it's not everyone can be goaded into that. I'm of the mind that there are certain people that are obligate sinners, there are certain people that are obligate saints, and then there's the rest of us that are kind of in the middle, and we can be pushed one direction or the other. And it's due to the vast majority of us being in the middle that we have to try to make a system as good as we can, and that inspires people to be as good as we can possibly make it. We have to make sure that all the incentives are in the right place. Due to it being there are just obligate sinners, you can't just rely on, well, we've put all the incentives in the right place, so we don't really need to deal with this horrendous thing. No, you still will, because there'll be a certain percent of the population that will look at all of your incentives, all of the things put in place to direct people towards the good end, and they'll go, yeah, but I really want to torture this hooker. And you have to be able to deal with that. And then there's a certain percent that it doesn't matter. You could beat them like a dog every day of their life.
Okay, Sanguine, before you detail your expression, I want to pressured. You had mentioned. I don't think pressured. I think choice, and more so the choice of the individual to do. And again, I guess, and if you want to go, with the faith base, what I would hope is a positive choice towards their interactions with other people. I don't. It's not so much. I understand where you're coming from, but that's not what I'm.
Okay.
Well, it's just I get where Mr. Adams coming from, but if you go with like the past history over the last four years, most of us were cooperating. Like during that COVID bullshit, we were all cooperating. And I'd say that because the numbers show it. Like 85% of us happily put what could have potentially been poison into our body because we thought we were helping our neighbors. Literally because we thought we were helping our neighbors. But upon realizing not only that it was kind of dangerous for a lot of people, and that we kind of cut off a lot of people from being able to access, things that they needed, and that it caused a lot of damage overall, the 85% of us that were happy to just go along with it to be good for our neighbors are looking at our governments going, I don't think we could trust anybody at this point. But we're still in tandem. We're still in tandem. We're still trying to help each other.
See, I don't know. I took the vaccine understanding that this basically was the trial. I did. Like, I was well aware that it could go sideways very easily, knowing that.
Yeah, but did you have an ex that threatened to take away your kids if you didn't take it?
No. I'm saying for me personally, like, I was aware that, the repercussions of it.
Can I say real quick, it's kind of funny that Jen, as a Canadian, against Poppy, an amok. Haha, I gave it to you.
I'm a Texan, thank you.
Well, the thing is, Poppy,
but it's there's a difference between, there were some states out here in the states that they didn't force people to have the vaccination, whereas Canada, I mean, you didn't. There was areas where you didn't have a choice.
You were a lot more strong armed.
Like, I'm not judging your position either, Pop, because you're not the only person with medical issues who did the exact same thing.
Well, I had to keep my job for one. Like, if I didn't, I had to find a different job.
Yep. But to correct one thing before we get too separate from it, so that it becomes a point of confusion when I go to correct it. When I say that we should encourage the certain actions, I'm not saying that it is outside of the person's choice. Mm-hmm. And even the people that I think are obligate devils, and even the people that I think are obligate sinners or obligate saints, I think that, they still have the choice and it's still on them. I just realize that I think the best system is one that encourages people to make the most beneficial choices, even if they're doing so for less than honorable reasons. Like, if you have a system set up where the most reliable and easiest way to become fantastically wealthy is to provide goods and services to people that the people want at a price that the people are willing to pay, that is a far better system and will end up with a lot more positive decisions being made than if you make a system where wealth can be achieved through doing that, but it is easier to achieve it through kleptocracy and methods like that. I would much rather have the system where it becomes extremely hard to get ahead doing what we would consider bad actions and rewards the good actions, because it makes it so that even if someone is a greedy bastard, that they don't actually give a shit if it benefits other people, making the system such that they look at it and they go, well, I'm a greedy bastard. I want money. How do I get money? Well, I guess I have to help people in order to get money.
Yeah, that is probably the best way to go about it.
So that's what I meant by force them in the right direction. It's more of a make it so that it is as easy to make the best choice as is possible, and make it so that it is painful to make the bad choice. Because if you kill someone, you go to prison. If you kill someone in a horrific enough way, you go into the ground.
Yeah, just for the record, I'm not judging anyone who did take it. Like, I do like medical history. Like, the thing with medical history, and I appreciate, is a lot of the pictures that I see are people who were volunteers. Like, I see them as heroes in my eyes. Like, they suffered a lot just so that we could learn from their experience.
Yeah, I was on the first round of it because, medical people.
You know, and that,
So I was very aware that like we have no idea what's going to happen once I do this.
you know,
Also, it's fucked up, but the moment that you said a lot of them were volunteers, I
Some of them weren't.
immediately thought of
some of
the
them were
dude.
some of them were prisoners. I know.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of the prisoner. I was thinking of the guy that was just fucking kidnapped by a doctor.
Oh,
Because
Yeah, that happens sometimes too.
Wait,
one of
what
the
happened?
reasons-
A doctor was kidnapped?
there was
No.
one of the reasons that we know as much about how the stomach works as we currently do is because of a Civil War injury and a ridiculously fucked up doctor.
I
Because
don't mean to laugh because it's true, but the way you phrased it.
because the way that it worked out was there was a guy that was, I think, a Union soldier during the Civil War. I could be
Whoa,
wrong.
whoa. Can I prelude you, sir?
Depends on the nature. What is it?
Are you gonna share a tale of individuals with an event that I may equate to a scenario of which we went hiking and you were talking about a
Oh, I'm not telling the story of the 300% fatality surgery.
okay.
I'm telling a different one. So
Oh.
the guy during the Civil War, he
Oh.
got shot in the stomach. And stomach wounds, rather nasty. They were able to keep him alive. He didn't die. Fucking fantastic. Especially at that time. That's ridiculous amount of work being done. But the problem was that the wound healed. And hopefully you guys heard the air quotes in that. Because what happened was the wall of his stomach fused with his skin. So he had a hole that went straight through his skin into his stomach, but it wasn't bleeding. It wasn't causing any issues other than if he leaned over too far or if he rolled over while he was asleep, stomach acid would spill out onto his skin and give him rather nasty burns.
Yep.
A doctor, he started going everywhere to see if any doctor could do anything. A doctor went, I can do something about that, and kidnapped him. Just straight up kidnapped the guy.
He held them hostage.
Yeah. For, like, what was it, a year and a half, 2 years? Where
Yeah.
the entire time he was just running experiments on stomach acid. Trying to figure out what makes stomach acid. How does stomach acid work? Is it just acid or is there something more? So he would have a shit ton of beakers set up with various acids. And he experimented to figure out what acids are in stomach acid. Then he mixed those acids in the right ratio. Then he made this apparatus to dip a hunk of meat in both the beaker and the patient's stomach hole at the same time. That he could also raise up out of each at the same time. And he got a stopwatch, and he stuck them in for a period of time, pulled them out, looked at how much they had dissolved, stuck them back in, and he was running it entirely by a stopwatch, trying to figure out how the stomach works. This is how we know that it's stomach acid plus a shit ton of enzymes that break down the food, because he found out, oh shit, even when I have the exact acids in the exact ratio and in the same quantities in my beakers, the stomach dissolves everything faster. So yeah, it was an extended period of time of a doctor kidnapping some poor veteran and
a lot of the
experimenting
things
with his
we've
stomach hole.
Yeah, a lot of the things we learned throughout history were very much learned by not what would be considered legal today means.
the body snatchers, the body snatchers.
Oh yeah, that was a big one for a long time.
Body
They were
snatchers.
called.
Well, they didn't always come from the graveyard. They usually came from the graveyard. They didn't always, though. Sometimes they were really fresh.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. Weren't body snatchers those they look like cabbages? Cabbages?
No,
You're
that's
thinking of the movie.
You're thinking of the movie. We're talking about the people that were once known as the Resurrectionists.
Oh.
Because
There are people who would find bodies for doctors and scientists to experiment on. The way they found them were usually not legal.
Oh,
Yep,
so like
so-
they dig up cadavers and I mean there's talks about artists that did that with to study anatomy, so
So the most
Yeah.
legal of them, they would get the bodies from public executions.
Yeah.
The second tier, they would get the unclaimed bodies from murders and suspicious deaths, shit like that. The next most reputable fashion, they would exhume bodies from graveyards and then sell those. And then the bottom tier were people like Burke and Hare, which, do those names mean anything to any of you?
Yes, they murdered people.
Yes. Burke and Hare murdered people for Dr. Robert Knox. And he was an anatomist in Glastonbury. Oh, no, not Glastonbury. He was in Edinburgh. Sorry. Edinburgh, at the medical hospital there. They would murder people, deliver the corpses to him. He would pay for the corpses. He says that he didn't know that they were being murdered. And he was also the person that ultimately called or blew the whistle on them because he noticed that, a lot of these bodies have these strange bruises on their chest. And after looking at them for a while, he went, I think these are buttons. And then realized, oh, shit, someone's kneeling on these people's chests until they die. And that was when he realized, oh, shit, the two gents that I've been paying for all the bodies, they're killing these people. But there was also the chap that I was telling you about in the woods, Adam, Robert Liston, features in this story as well, because Robert Liston also worked at that same hospital, that same medical college. And there was one point where Robert Knox was being a bit of a creep with one of the bodies he was given by Burke and Hare, because he had her preserved in embalming fluid in a massive person-sized jar, effectively, displayed naked in the center of his anatomy classroom. To which Robert Liston took some degree of umbrage. He marched in, Robert Liston. I've told the story of Robert Liston on stream before. Do any of you happen to remember who Robert Liston was? Or remember any of the description that I gave of Robert Liston during any of the times that I've told his story?
I don't remember names.
So, Robert Liston was a absolutely brilliant pioneer of medical science that is the reason why much of what we do in surgery today is done. He was also known as the fastest amputator of his day and age, and probably the fastest amputator at any point in history. The man reached the point where he could do an entire amputation from the person who has their leg to they now have one leg, and the stump of the where there was once a leg is now stitched entirely shut and sealed in about 30 seconds.
Ooh. All right. He's the one.
May I go on a side quest rant?
Sure, and then I'll return to the listing.
Okay, so when we were talking about the murders, it made me think of, I know not everybody here likes TikTok, and I'll probably get a little shit, but on TikTok. This it made me think of it. This guy did a TikTok where apparently there's a possibility of a serial killer in Austin, Texas, right now. There's been several bodies found of the same demographic, male of a certain age, white with brown hair. And they found multiple bodies around this lake. And the guy was talking about how he just moved to Austin and he fits that pretty much to the T, and he's kind of freaking out. And he's like, this is, 2024, not the 1964. Like, why are there serial killers? What is like freaking out? And I was just like, honey, there are always serial killers. We just quit talking about them the way we used to. Like, they used to be a big deal and they were kind of infamous and everybody knew about them. Now they suspect there's at least 50 going on all at once, if not more. We just don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say 50 is an extremely low-balled estimate.
Well, yeah, but that's the ones they can kind of confirm this is probably all attached to one person.
Yep.
There's probably more that, they haven't really connected all together yet, but for sure, there's at least 50.
Yep.
And people don't talk about it the way they used to. We kind of sweep it on the rug and act like it's not happening unless it's near you, like this guy. And he was like, oh, shit. But I find that funny that people really think like serial killers are a thing of the past and it doesn't really happen now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so ridiculous. And scary, actually. Scary.
It's one of those strange things that if it's not being talked about actively, people will just assume, oh, yeah, that happens elsewhere, but it's not still happening, and it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't happen where I live.
Yeah.
It couldn't happen around me, kind of scenario.
But going back to Liston, so ridiculously fast surgeon, like I said, could take you from having 2 legs to having 1 leg and a beautifully sewn shut stump in about 30 seconds. He also designed a special amputation knife. He took this so seriously, which has his name attached to it to this day. It is the Liston amputation knife. And it was designed to be used in the way that he preferred to do amputations, which not as many people are able to do, because there's one part that I haven't mentioned about Liston quite yet. Liston was a fucking giant. And just monstrously strong. He was something like 6'3", 6'4", some tall motherfucker. And during his amputations, he was routinely described by reporters of the day, because they would go and watch him do amputations every so often, as having borne down on his patient's leg with his left hand, gripping the thigh and staunching the blood flow as his right hand severed the leg and stitched it shut. The man was so fucking large and strong, he was able to just squeeze a leg to tourniquet it.
That is impressive.
He was a monster. But he had some issues with Knox. He found Knox a slightly odious professional. And part of the older school of anatomists and surgeons that Liston spent a good chunk of his life trying to demonstrate were entirely wrong. A bunch of dirty bastards that were actively killing their patients by their fecklessness. While Liston was extremely fastidious, he would make sure that all of his tools were cleaned. He would make sure that his apron was clean. He would make sure that he used fresh linens for his surgeries. This was at a time when doctors were, or surgeons in particular, were often chosen by how gore encrusted their aprons were. Because if they had a shit ton of gore on their aprons, it meant that they've performed a lot of surgeries.
Could you imagine somebody having a whole bit of guar on their apron while they're trying to work in a doctorate setting. I think it might get in the way.
Just a little.
Having the past 30 patients' blood and viscera still strewn across the front of your surgeon's gown.
And then you have the mighty Guar fucking I don't even know what they call them. But all of a sudden, rocking in their metal fucking symphony. And, well, I mean, it'd be pleasant to listen to. But I mean,
Having the band Guar show up while your surgeon was entirely gore encrusted, that would be a very strange image to see. But yeah, Liston, absolutely ridiculous. Oh, also one of the things that made Liston such a brilliantly mental person was this was at a time when surgical theaters were fairly common, so a bunch of people would show up to watch the doctor perform your surgery just as a bit of Sunday entertainment.
Yeah, they had the little theater colleges.
Yep.
I do need to interrupt one more time. Chris is out of the shower, so I do need to dip, but thank you for having me.
Copy that. Do you want to
have
give your parting words?
Wonderful evening, Poppy.
I don't really have any. I'm sorry. I'm bad at doing those on the spot.
No problem whatsoever. You have a fantastic night, Poptart.
Thank you for having me, and thanks audience for listening. My brain would not function with words. This is why I don't like doing last words.
You damn near said thanks Odysseus, which would have been interesting. I was not aware that he was still alive and kicking.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Yep.
You too.
Have a good one. But just as an added bit of spectacle to imagine this giant of a man that would perform an autopsy in less than 30 seconds, as he's walking into the surgical theater for these operations, he would often be seen and is reported to have held his knives above his head, rubbing their blades against each other. So think that shink, shink, shink noise of metal on metal. As
sharpened his blades with his blades.
Yep, sharpened his blades with his blades as he's walking towards the surgical table while shouting, "Time me, gentlemen, time me." And then he would perform the amputation. It is such a mental image. I fucking love it. But he had an issue with Dr. Knox, and he went in to speak with Dr. Knox, to have a row with Dr. Knox about something. And this was shortly after Knox had displayed the woman's cadaver in the massive embalming jar. So, naked woman in the middle of his lab, just behind this jar, in the office of a man that Liston already thought was fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Apparently what happened is Liston, upon seeing this, he was already coming there to tell off Knox. He ended up just blasting Knox in the face with a right hook, took the surgeon down in one, walked over. By the way, this was during one of Knox's class, so everyone in this room just saw another professor at the university walk in, clock their professor. He goes down like a sack of potatoes. Then this giant man comes walking over to the center of the classroom, grabs a embalming jar large enough, again, that an entire fucking woman was inside of it with all of the embalming fluid. He grunted, picked it up, walked out of the fucking classroom.
I hope they checked the woman in the embalming fluid. I hope he did.
The thing was that she was actually one of Birkenhair's victims.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Yep.
Hey, can I give a brief commentary on that
Sure.
bit? I kind of applaud that brief break you had between Sanguine's epic epilogue, or not epilogue, 'cause it's not ending, but
Storytelling of Robert Liston.
well, your detailed storytelling. We'll go with that. And then there was a pause, but the wordage that you used, yeah, I think it worked out really nicely. I hope somebody's recording this shit.
Thankfully, it's going out on air live and it's being recorded so that it will be able to be watched in perpetuity, at least as far as it is continued to be stored here, or when it ends up getting archived on. We're still archiving to Rumble, right?
Yeah.
So when it gets moved over to the Rumble archive.
Well, it was Rumble wonderful. All the same.
All the same, I still want to tell you my tea joke. I might have told you already, Sanguine, but
Go
all the
for it.
same-
Hold on. Is this another, you cook some eggs with teas and
It's not gross per se,
I didn't
but
say
it
was gross.
upset
wanna
the
eat.
English in the Brits. It
Oh.
was the purpose of the
Okay,
joke.
well, as a proud American, let me roll my sleeves up. And yeah, let's go against the Brits.
See, I thought you were going to say, as a proud American, the best tea's made in a harbor.
Yep. Well, that's why I was confused with the eggs.
So that was actually the basis of my joke in the get-go. So like about a year ago, I really kind of got into a lot of the abandoned house video guys, like the explorers. And this
The
one,
Urban Explorers, yeah.
yeah, and this one guy, he's Welsh, and he was doing some of the Welsh hotels, and legitimately really old hotels. And for some reason, he's in the middle of this haunted Welsh hotel that's like between England and Wales, and I guess it's a hot spot for a lot of wars. And for no reason, I just start remembering the recipe for the Starbucks London Fog.
Nice.
And so I start madly typing it in the chat because I'm like, I want to start a war between the ghosts. I want to see if I can dank the tea twice. And so I start typing it out. And it's not that bad of a recipe, but it makes sense if you think it's fast food, because it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like, say you're going for, say, a grande or the large, it's 2 tea bags.
Yep.
Well, what they do to rush it, because they don't really have time to steep it, is they'll use 2 tea bags. So it starts with it's 2 squirts of a regular syrup. It's just a plain sugar. And then there's 1 pump of French vanilla syrup. And then you add the hot water to it. And in the time that you're steeping that, you're steaming your milk. So you add your steamed milk to it. And that's it. That's the tea. And I wrote this out knowing that they would hear me microwaving it. There's no microwave involved, but when you spell this out to a bunch of English people, they're like, you just nuked that tea.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll just say it, like right afterwards, I noticed that Canada was on fire a lot. And then it was on fire all summer. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to continue on with this gag because I find it really funny. So to every English and Scottish person I know, I was like, so how do you tell a Welsh person, how do you tell them an apology? How do you get them to accept an apology?
Nice. I was about to say, yeah, they're out for revenge. They decided, we don't know where you are. We'll burn the entire fucking country.
But the look on their face, like every single time I ask, like, how do you get the Welsh to take a joke? And they're like, what?
Hey, yeah, after that strategy, the look on their face.
Oh, yeah. No, but even
It's
the
a
Welsh
lot
guy,
easier to get one of the Welsh to take a sheep.
well, hey, the Welsh guy in the tour laughed. He thought it was funny. He was like, "That's disgusting. I would never drink that." like, why did you type that out? And I was like, I don't know. For some reason, my brain just remembered the recipe.
Nice. Also, just so that you guys get the complete mental image, when I said take a sheep, there was a mimed pelvic thrust.
Hold on. How? Yeah.
Sorry, that's me drinking from my gallon-sized bottle.
No, I don't. I don't like. Well, I can't say I don't like. It's I don't have control. I walk by faith. God be with you. Damn. Yeah. What are you talking about? The movement?
I said for the mental image so that everyone got the joke. When I said that it's a lot easier to get them to take a sheep, it was a pelvic thrust.
I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
Well, I had a thrust on my pelvic region, and I didn't want to have to fucking, explain myself.
Because you have to remember that the Irish say that the Scots are fucking sheep. The Scots say the Welsh are fucking sheep. The Welsh, well, they'll admit that they're fucking sheep, but they'll say that the Irish are doing it as well. The Aussies will claim it's the Kiwis. The Kiwis will claim that it's the Aussies. I'm just wondering, where the hell are they finding all these slutty sheep?
Hold on. Are they still doing the same pelvic thrust still?
Down under.
Well, okay, down under. Yo, we have Terry. Is Terry doing the down?
God damn it, Jen, that just reminded me of a terrible joke. It's the Australian kiss. Have you ever heard of an Australian kiss?
No.
Oh my!
You know what a
God,
French kiss is, right?
Yeah.
Same,
Oh,
just
God.
down under.
Oh no.
Like I said, it's a terrible joke. But it is getting fairly late, and it sounds slightly like we've wound down. Would you
Well, no, hold on.
hold
Is
on to
there-
what?
Is there a British kiss?
Probably.
Their teeth probably get in the way.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I think we have hit our mark.
I was about to say something else, but it doesn't work anymore because sadly the previous monarch has passed.
Well, we don't want to talk ill of El Kino, so.
Oh, it wasn't talking ill. It was just much like the war, they held tight and thought of the queen.
That's true.
Well, I still miss Queen Liz. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that she was the best queen because I haven't lived through any other queens, but she was, yeah. And then Charles might not live for very long either. I kind of didn't think he necessarily would, and that's not with disrespect to the dude, but I do compare people to their parents, and he's never looked as healthy as his mom.
And didn't it just come out recently that Charles is in the middle of a cancer scare?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I wish him good luck. I don't actually like wishing hate on people. Even Biden. Like, I wish he wasn't in charge of the country, like, for 100 million really good reasons.
Yep.
But I don't like elderly abuse.
Yeah, whatever that Biden is, I'd rather him,
Be in
just
a
relax
home.
for the rest of the life. Yeah,
Yeah.
But hey, look, we got to go through what we got to go through, and let me just say, all I can say is, I'm gotta be with you.
Yeah.
And it's, again, one of those things that it drove me crazy during the previous president. The number of people that would say that they hope that the country fails because he was president. So I would never do the same, even though it's a president that I don't like. I don't hope that the country fails. I hope that if he's elected again, he fails in the things that would harm the country and he succeeds in the things that will help the country. That would be the way that I would phrase it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if the country prospers, fantastic.
I'm always willing and open-minded to changing my mind.
Yep.
If you can prove that you can change my mind, that's why it's open.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's like everyone that I've spoken to from the English side, like they don't wish cancer on anyone, and it's an honest thing. You really shouldn't.
I don't know. There are some people that I could wish cancer on.
But who's asking for? Okay.
TikTok and Twitter.
No. Well, okay. You're looking at. Look, Jen. You're looking at some dark places on the internet, and of course, they're gonna wish cancer. Oof. I
can
but-
very easily wish cancer on every chomo.
I wouldn't ask cancer on anybody.
You wouldn't ask cancer on anyone? I'd be really surprised if you could ask cancer on someone. That's
Well,
a very specific thing.
Well, if they didn't pick up, there's nothing I could do with it because then you got to correlate, you got to corral the people to be able to siphon. Okay, we're getting too detailed.
Yeah, I know.
this.
I have this image of you having a superpower that you just haven't told anyone else about, where you hit somebody with your bum and they have bum cancer now.
And I was just worried why
Bomb cancer. What
the
the hell?
siphon came out when we were talking about ass cancer. What are you doing with a siphon with ass cancer?
Okay, see, this is where the fun. Oh, hold on. To be honest, this is where the fun begins, because then you can take this concept and work it into a like a goofy Batman character, where it's not going to be a Scarecrow or a Bane, but it's going to be just a throwaway character that he has goofy gas bombs and it goes out there and makes people do this such and such.
I mean,
That's 100%. That's character creation.
Yeah, I'm still curious when the siphon comes in.
Well, the siphon when the
Why are you
filter.
siphoning someone's ass cancer?
Jeez.
Or is it that somehow he uses ass cancer to generate his power? So he gives people ass cancer, then he siphons the ass cancer out of them so that he can gain power.
Okay, Sanguine. See, this is development, character development. So now he has a generator on his back that is siphoning all of this stuff and then shooting it out in ways that it affects the populace. This is dude, this is where we're going with it.
This
right?
is poo flinging at its best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Disney character creation, listen up.
Oh, okay. Well, then it has to be a black lady, and she has a.
She has to be a lesbian, and it has to be
she has
super
a lesbian
super
friend.
lame.
Well, yeah. Well, see how quickly we swept the leg. We shouldn't have done this.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna sweep the leg, and the both of you, if you ever want to hang out at the arcade, yeah, I'm gonna steal all of you and take you all.
Yes, of course. But also, we should all visit Kefki's stream because it's her second one, and she needs people to cheer her on. And I'm a schizophrenic flower now, Sanguine. Just so you know, if you come to visit and you find yourself with a flower in your head, that's why.
Okay. But shall we go for parting words? Are we winding down, or do you guys have a topic that you want to launch into?
I don't think. I mean, at this point, to be honest, it might be out of taste, to spark up a conversation which it's gonna leave a bad taste in the mouth of the people for tomorrow, and I don't want that.
No, not at all. I hope Harry has a really good show. I'm just excited for Kefki because she's the cutest and hug hug hug.
Oh,
She's watching.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about promoting shows? Yeah, no, I'd promote Harry for tomorrow, and yeah, for 100%, dude. I was at the forefront of promoting Kefki running Sundays.
Yep, and
So-
then there's also the Tuesday Discord BSing that
Yeah.
people can jump in on.
So I mean, yeah. Check
Thank
out.
you for doing that, Adam. By the way, for Kefki.
Oh well, all in all, Kefki owes me a delicious deep dish
At least
pizza.
3 buckets of ass cancer freshly siphoned.
Right?
She'll probably send you some cheesy poofs.
Yeah, no. And
Cheesy
I don't
poofs and
eat,
candy
I
corn.
don't eat that stuff, so she's giving me a ceiling filler. I don't know what to say.
He avoids the cheesy poofs.
I don't
The
eat
others.
That's gross. I keep trying to tell her that's not good for her, but she's gonna do what she's gonna do. But no, I will say tomorrow I'm gonna try and
Tomorrow, I
pull
love you
together. Yeah, tomorrow's Saturday, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and pull together some arcade bit with me and Quiz and Quiz's roommate Bug and anybody who wants to join. If you're part of the minions, you're part of the satellites, and again, that's what I'm trying to set up.
Damn, your arcade has satellites now?
Satellites, and it's involving all of these people. And hopefully we can get together, have some fun streams, fun games, and yeah, that's my no. My closing is yes, all that. God bless, and I love you all. Good night, Dove.
Copy that. Jen?
Well, I'm still kind of on the Kefki parade, so I'm just letting you know, Rotten. No hard feelings if you can't make it, but I highly recommend you guys watch a couple of her streams, mostly because she's kind of given everybody an avatar and animated it. Like she's put
Nice.
quite a good bit of effort into it.
Mhm.
Also, who else should I shill for? You know what? My buddy Blue and/or Box and/or Armed Killer are streaming games. So sometimes I watch them because I don't know, but you should go watch them too. I haven't shared them at all in the
Wait.
chat. So good luck with that.
Where do you find those at?
Actually they've gone onto YouTube. A lot of people are leaving Twitch. Yeah, a lot of people are leaving Twitch. So
but wait, the talking about Blue with
Blue Enderbox, he was the cat on Kefki's stream.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I support him. He does good work. A lot of good artwork. Any other place that we can find him? Any of these other people? Or
yeah, just on the YouTube. I would have to I could get their YouTube channel. That's not too hard.
right.
Blue Andor Box. There he is. Yee. Hopefully this copy.
Also, there's something that I'm slightly annoyed that I missed earlier from Cannibalistic Wizard when we were talking about the stomach whole abduction story. Cannibalistic chimed in saying a 1940s era German scientist went back in time, lost his memories, and did what 1940s German or 1940s era German scientists did.
Well, history repeats itself, so
It doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it definitely has a rhyme.
Yeah, I like that.
But with that, I'll say my parting words. If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
And I click this, and it